Hello and welcome to the Casual Hour, a podcast ostensibly about video games, but mostly about, is Guile really a bro? Is he horny for America?
He would definitely fuck America.
He is the horniest for America. That's the content that we need to see. Guile does America.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna kickstart it. We're gonna Patreon it. That's what we're switching over to. We are a Guile only podcast here. I'm Bobby Pease, the host of this shit show. Joining me tonight, P Brown, the motherfucking Aeon, in the house.
What up?
How you doing?
What up? I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing really good, man. And Johnny Amazich.
yes.
How are you?
So we call it Guile on Guile.
Guys on Guile.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking, baby.
I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Guile Fieries. Diners, drive-ins, and Street Fighters.
Ooh. Guile Fieri.
Guile
Fieri.
Street Fighty Eddie. We'll get there. Look,
We're still workshopping it.
this is maybe... I can't think of a time that Chase Kinnicky has been off. That motherfucker stays working here at the Casual Hour. And I gotta tell you...
What is he doing tonight?
He's not putting up with us. He's actually, I think, hanging out with some family, maybe partaking in some sort of sport activity.
Oh, okay.
They're all playing Dynasty Warriors 8.
They are dynasty. That's his family reunion.
Yes, exactly.
Grab a plate, grab the sticks. We got some warriors to fucking tend to.
They're all in Forest Park LARPing right now.
Oh my god!
no.
What if Chase was like on the low, just a LARPer?
Oh man, I was in a coffee shop last week with my mom, picking up some coffee as you do.
Yeah.
And there was this table of I say kids, they're probably in their early 20s.
Sure.
Like loudly discussing LARPing.
Nice. Good for them.
And it took everything in me to because my mom had a very puzzled look on her face.
Sure.
And I had to explain to her what LARPing was, and it was a fun conversation.
How did she take to it? What did she say?
She's like, oh, okay.
As moms do.
Yeah, I mean, she had me for a son, so she's,
Yeah.
she's been exposed to all the nerd shit. LARPing is a thing that I've never done, though.
Same.
If Chase, what's Chase what? Like, what if he's LARPing? What's his weapon?
A mace.
I was gonna say a sledgehammer. I can see Chase wielding a huge sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on some Reinhardt shit.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking Ramona Flowers, but same difference at that point in time.
Yeah.
That's great. God damn it, I got to see that now.
Would we pay to see Chase LARP in Forest Park?
Yeah, man. I'd sub to that OnlyFans.
LARPing with
it's just Chase and a fucking ring light out in the woods with his fucking hammer. Wow, that's hot. So tonight's what we call a traditional what you've been playing here at the Casual Hour. We're going to cover
our classic
episodes.
So we had new Casual Hour that didn't go over so well.
No.
And then we switched back to Casual.
It was the Pepsi Clear of podcasts. But really quick, not to get too much on our own shit, we became Twitch affiliates today, which is a pretty big deal. We've been streaming for a few months, streaming this shit show out there to the public and the universe, and I'm pretty excited because it's going to add some new shit to what we do on our stream. And we do a lot of stuff outside of recording this, and usually our chat and everything that we do is pretty tame on our live recordings of the podcast, just from getting it out there. But I think over the next few weeks, when we have Patric come back, it's got to be fun. And so we got some really fun shit on here that we're going to be introducing, and just a big thank you to everybody that's been with us to support us getting here. So a lot of fun stuff's been happening, and today's a big day for us. So thanks to all of you, and to you two especially here with me right now for helping getting us there.
Now, Bobby, I'm seeing my face in the chat here.
Oh yeah, you're our tier 1 emote. You are what people get for subbing to us, and sex sells, Johnny. So that's why you're there.
What's the name of that emote? Does that have a name?
Better Johnny.
Dad Johnny? Okay.
Better Johnny.
Better
I
Johnny?
was taken before I was a dad.
Gotcha.
So with Chase out tonight, we're gonna go through what we've been playing. I was just going down our order without Chase. I can kick us off here, tell you all a little bit about what I've been up to, and make way for Patrick and then you. Tonight we're gonna cover the games and we're gonna get into some news. Just a heads up, the news, we're still kind of kicking it around. It could be a little bit heavy on the back end of the show, so just fair warning if you're listening. We might get into some tough subjects later on.
It's been some not so great things happening in the video game industry as of late. So
speaking of not so great things happening in video games, fuck XCOM. Fuck XCOM, big time.
There it is.
So I don't know how much we've talked about it on this segment of what we do, but Chase and I for 4 weeks have started a new series called XCOM Mondays, where it's my first playthrough of XCOM Enemy Unknown. We have made all of us, we're all there. We've added a few members of our community into it, and Chase is like trying to tell me, oh, it's not going to be that bad, because on week 3, friend of the show, Jiggy-san died. I died. And he's like, all right, that was a fluke. Somehow DLC from Enemy Within got intertwined with what we're doing. There's leveled enemies that you normally don't see till way late game that are here right now that fucked us up. Some muttons, I think is what they're called. He's like, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be great. I'm like, okay, cool.
And you believed him.
We load up this next event. It was me. No, I'm sorry, I was dead. It was Johnny. It was Sarah. It was Jiggy. No, Jiggy's dead. Patrick, you were there. I'm pretty sure. There's these things that basically not only do they kill you, you turn into zombies, a husk, and then eventually, if you don't kill the zombie, this thing comes out of you again. It wiped our whole fucking squad, and it was so bad, my PC even said, I don't even want to do this anymore, and just fucking shut down. We didn't get to save in, so we got to redo it, but what I will say is this. XCOM is fucked up.
Yep.
It doesn't care about you at all.
No.
It brings you in, it fucks with you. It's a toxic relationship because it makes you think that you're safe. It makes you think that you can be protected, that you got what you need, you got your friends and family with you. And then it just says, you know what? Not only am I going to kill you, I'm going to kill them first, make you watch, and then I'm going to take all shelter that you know away from you. It is ruthless. It's ruthless.
Yeah, man. X is going to give it to you.
It's giving it to me.
Yeah, but just like all toxic relationships, we keep coming back. That's what it is, man. That's just...
Look, I'm having a good time with it. It's a fun-ass game. There's some really cool mechanics in it. I really like the shit that I don't hear people talk about too much. I love the whole mini game of base management and adding shit to my base and expanding that, tinkering with like new recipes and making shit. I think that's really fascinating. And I'm having a good time, man. Like I played that Gears Tactics game, and I've played that Mario Rabbids game that stand on the shoulders of XCOM, and I can see that now.
You're stepping up the big leagues.
Yeah. I've taken off the kid
You're
gloves.
learning very difficult lessons, it sounds like.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've got some archive here on our show on Twitch, but also over on youtube.com/casual hour. There's a whole series that we've got labeled for XCOM Mondays, and you can follow along and get caught up there. It's been rough, needless to say.
It's been rough.
So to kind of offset that, honestly, y'all, I've been working behind the scenes on the show, trying to get that archive set up for YouTube. So I've been playing minimal games, but I did have an opportunity to go back to a game I played a demo of a year ago, and they've got a new playtest getting ready for their 1.0 launch. There's a game called Potion Craft that is fucking awesome. It's got such a cool style to it, and you get this shop, and the shop has 4, well, I guess 5 if you include the main window, but you've got 4 areas, and it's a loop-based game. So you have a map in your potion room, and as you're putting ingredients into your muddle and your cauldron, it is allowing you to see on the map movement of like where you could go to discover new potions and ingredients. And so like this ingredient might cause you to have like a loop-de-loop pattern to the right. And so you'll go as far as you can by mixing the ingredients, and then okay, if I put this ingredient in, that's going to shoot me straight down. And you have this map that you're looking at in real time as you're mixing shit together. Well, you have a storefront, and so you've got all these people coming in the storefront, and they're like, "Yo, I need poison," or "Hey, I need to burn some bushes." You got a fire potion, and you have to figure it out. You can save recipes to your book. In the basement, there's a whole like RPG layer to it where you're upgrading your skills that goes into it. The style of this is is it Baroque? Would you say it's kind of like a Baroque look? I don't know, like it's storybook.
Yeah, it looks like it does look like a storybook. It's 2D flat.
Yeah.
It looks like it's printed on parchment or something.
It feels like, or it looks like those old school games you would play at the library back in the day.
Yeah,
like,
for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, I'm really digging this.
So what's crazy about it too is there's a whole rep system with it, and you'll have people who want to do some pretty nasty shit with these potions, and if you make those potions for them, it lowers your reputation and your standing. And so as you're progressing your character, you unlock skills. Some of these are achievement based to unlock it. So that's really cool. So again, to the left of your station, you've got your storefront. You have a bedroom above it where you can keep a few things. Below is like this crazy old equipment that you're trying to restore. And then you have a garden where you grow these things. And you'll have 2 vendors that come through every day cycle. So you sell as much as you can, you harvest as much as you can, and you learn as much as you can. And then you just go to bed, wake up the next day, and start that process over again. So eventually you'll start making more money because you're making more elaborate potions. It's really fucking cool. There's a free playtest right now on Steam for it. It is slated to come out this year. Definitely download it and check it out. It's called Potion Craft. It's really fucking cool. And I've been digging that a whole lot. The other game I've been playing just came out, I think, like a day or 2 ago. And this,
I was eyeballing this, so I'm very interested to hear what you think.
Yeah, I like this game a whole lot. It's called The Ramp. It's $5 or $4 or something like that. It's on Steam.
Is it?
Yeah, it's super cheap. And it is this isometric, I guess pixel or kind of voxel, that maybe is a better term, skateboard game. And you've got 3 levels. One's like an old pool, another one's an actual skate park, and then they have like an X Games ramp. And it's really simple mechanics. Like you can hold down the left button to do some twists, and you can do the other one to like perform a trick. It does give you like a readout of what you did, but there's not really a score that you're keeping with it. It's just a real chilled out, like lo-fi, good ass little browser almost skating game. And it's like a really good palate cleanser. I've been kicking that on at night before I go to bed. Like I've been playing Death's Door.
One of those games.
Yeah, like I'm not going to talk about Death's Door until I beat it, because we've talked enough about that, but I've been playing that in the Ascent, and so in the evening after I get done with my session there, I'm starting up a little skate session with the ramp, and just kind of chilling out. I'll usually listen to some music and kind of unwind and calm down, and then hit the hay after playing it. But
yeah, the trailer I watched for it, it really struck me as like that type of game.
For sure.
So I just bought it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's
less than $5.
Less than $5. It's a cool thing that like you can pop open, do your shit, have a good time with it, check it out. I think it's got a really good style to it. There's like there's predefined characters that are just different races, guy or girl. So you can cycle through that, pick it out, and it's got a pretty quick reset. It's super low power, so it can do all kinds of crazy shit and load back up. So if you do make a mistake, I found that the ability to grind is done really well. So you'll be building your momentum, and that's what the tutorial does. It's like, hey, okay, hold down this A button, release this A button, and it's trying to show you where to do that to get your speed up. But if you hold down RB when you're at the top of a ramp, you immediately start grinding. And then you can pull that off and do some really cool momentum builds. It's fucking stylish as hell. Like, it's got a really good sense of style, and it might be more style than substance. I think that it would be a good mobile game, but definitely worth checking out. So
maybe it'll find its way onto Apple Arcade or something someday.
yeah, so I've been playing XCOM Enemy Unknown on Mondays here at the Casual Hour with Casual Mondays. I checked out that Potion Craft playtest, and I'm really excited for what that game is. I didn't say this, but it has been upgraded significantly from the demo I played, so they're doing a lot of work there. And then we talked about chilling out with the ramp, which is a fun little non-assuming skate game. You don't have to be super talented. It's not like a Tony Hawk or anything. It's just a very chilled out game. And
skate games are making like a comeback, aren't they?
I think so, man.
There's been Skater XL and Session,
Skate
which
City.
are heavily inspired by Skate.
Yep.
Yeah, which is also coming back.
Well, Skate 3 just hit Game Pass too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
That game is really good. It's still very good.
Yeah, Skate slaps.
But then we have like Ollie Ollie.
Oh, that new Ollie Ollie World.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be this year, right?
I think so.
That game looks fun as shit.
Yeah,
God, looks cool.
I'm happy that skating games are back because they were a very integral part of my youth.
Yeah.
And it's good to see them making good skating games again.
Yeah,
Patric, did you fuck around with that new Tony Hawk?
I did. I had to, bro. Tony Hawk is for the culture. No matter what. We're gonna always support Tony Hawk over here, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what it is. I maybe played like 2 hours of it, but I was like, fuck it, it's Tony Hawk. I don't give a shit.
Man.
Like I gotta have Tony Hawk eating out here at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's fine.
Gotta take care of the Birdman.
You got to, dog.
That's awesome. So that's it for me. As I mentioned, I've been doing a bit of work over on our YouTube channel, just trying to get some stuff done there. And you know what? I just realized this entire time we've had music playing. There's been music
the whole time. From where?
From the intro.
Whoops.
It's just been my beat over and over again.
No. So this was a lo-fi chill hop, and like we listened to some Zelda tracks. We listened to some Return to Midgar. Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but that's been playing for 15 minutes. So apologies if you're with us so far and you're hearing that, and my whole segment's probably fucked, but who cares? That's funny. That's real funny. Oh my god. Okay, well, whoops.
We can talk about that post podcast.
You're seeing how the sausage is made, folks.
Yeah.
That's good. Patric, I see some games here. I want to know more about these games. What have you been up to?
Yeah. So let me break it down. As last week, I said that I was going to get into Streets of Rage for the Mr. X's Nightmare DLC.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all, I got into it, and let me tell y'all,
is it
that shit is tight, dog.
So is this Mr. X from Resident Evil?
No, God, no. That's terrifying. No, I don't. Let's not talk about him because I still have nightmares about him.
That guy freaks me the fuck out.
Don't listen. I swear to God, every time I get high in my apartment, I like get scared he's gonna like burst through my door like every single time.
Anything that has somebody following you is fucked up.
It's pretty terrible.
That's like
pretty
the
bad.
worst.
He doesn't say anything.
He
just starts trying to kill you.
He just walks around, bro, and he's like, "What's good? How?" But but anyway, so Streets of Rage 4, Mr. X's Nightmare DLC. It's a survival mode, basically, for Streets of Rage. Now, Streets of Rage is a beat 'em up game. So, you're already fighting waves of enemies as you progress through the level. But, with this particular mode, you get power-ups at the end of each stage, which is very fun. You get new moves, just new bonuses all around, right? So for each for every time you complete a level, you get a choice of some kind of power-up, a bonus, or something like that. It's very cool.
So
very
fun.
And you're playing this on PC, right?
Brawler Horde mode?
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. I mean, you're not meant to beat it. You're gonna die eventually, but it's still fun. Kind of like what Bobby was saying about Ramp. Is that the Ramp?
Yep.
Yeah, I played it and I just like chilled out. You know what I mean? Like I knew I was gonna die. I was just doing it for fun. Yeah, it's great. It's so good. Got some new characters. Oh my gosh, what is her name? Did you all play Streets of Rage 4?
No, man, I haven't played a Streets of Rage game since the Genesis.
Oh man, we got Shiva from Streets of Rage, I think 2 or 3. He's a playable character now, and then I think there was a boss in Streets of Rage 4 named Elena. I think's her name. She's a cop.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's very intimidating. She's very huge.
But you're okay
she's
with
a playable character now. Listen, I'm going to plug my song called "Buff Chicks" by P Brown the Aeon. If you want to know about my sexual preferences, you listen to the song "Buff Chicks" by P Brown the Aeon. It's on Spotify and Bandcamp. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, she's great. She's fantastic. Yeah, it's just an all around great time. All around awesome. Great time. Yeah, that was like I think it's $7. So it's cheap. Go get it. Yeah, I'm still mad at them for not having an updated sprite for Skate. That is very upsetting. They better fix that by Black History Month next year because that'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's the main thing I played. And then I also played Aerial Knights Never Yield. So
what is this?
This is this is the runner, right?
Yes.
One dude made this.
Yes, this is an endless runner made by Aerial Knight.
Yes.
He is a black game developer out of Detroit. So one thing I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year is trying to find games primarily made by black game designers and try to highlight those if I'm on the show. So this was the first one I dove into, and yeah, it's pretty fresh. I like it. It has a futuristic Detroit setting, and so the story is not explained in the game. So let me just read it off the Steam page here. Survive a futuristic Tokyo-style Detroit in this 3D runner that tells the story of Wally, who has uncovered the evidence that can change his city forever. Explore a game world with a dope-tastic soundtrack featuring the authentic sounds of Detroit artists. So yeah, pretty basic for a pretty basic game, but it is very stylish. The music is very fucking good. So basically what happens as you're running, you have a choice to jump up, you can slide, you can sprint, or you can do like a half jump, basically. And before those obstacles are presented, the game kind of slows down. So you can kind of plan your attack. And or not plan your attack, but plan your evasive maneuver. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it has 3 difficulty levels. And then on higher difficulties, the game doesn't slow down at all. Or it barely slows down, then it doesn't slow down at all. So you kind of have to memorize the levels. It's pretty cool. I think this is his first game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's got to me like the stylistic approach to like Into the Spider-Verse too. Like it's hyper stylized. Yeah. And I can't remember where I was watching it. The day that this game hit, because it was part of one of the Steam Game Fest as a demo you could check out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When this hit, watching him watch his game go was so fucking special, dude. Like he was it was so cool to see him launch that thing. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I would imagine he was very emotional about it because it's like you can tell this is a passion project. Mm-hmm. You can very much tell from the presentation, from the feel of it. He put his heart and soul into this, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I cannot wait to see what he does next. I think this is also on the Switch.
On just about everything, it looks like.
Yeah. It was made in Unity. So Unity can make games for damn near Sega Genesis if they want to at this point. But yeah,
it's on Epic, it's on Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, you name it.
Yeah. So it's a cool little game. $12 on Steam.
That's awesome.
Right now. Yeah, check it out.
Patric, one thing to put on your radar. So we've talked a lot about it on the show. That hardware that's coming out called the Playdate. Have you seen that little thing? It's the yellow handheld with the crank on it.
No. What is this? What is this?
So this went on pre-order on July.
Oh, look at this!
On July 29th. They had a big event leading up to this, and something I wanted to put on your radar. So this thing works off of a subscription, not subscription, but they're approaching it with a seasonal content. So when you buy it, they're going to release 2 games straight for 12 weeks, and it just automatically downloads to your Playdate. But when they announced this thing, they specifically were talking about creating a voice and a place for minority-run developers on making things. And there's a whole new development studio called Sweet Baby Inc. You should check them out. It's a Montreal-based narrative development company owned and operated by Black and queer voices. And,
let's get it, baby.
And they're going to be putting out content on this. So Chase and I each have one of these pre-ordered. So we're going to be doing some quick look stuff. We're going to be doing some stream stuff with it. We're going to try and get some developers to come and hang out with us when we do this. So there's some really cool shit that we're going to be doing with the Playdate. And it might be something that it's like pretty non-assuming. You throw it in your pocket, take it with you, and it's got a really cool little Bluetooth speaker setup that you can rest on your deck that has a pin holder in it. And so, so something
it's pretty cool.
Something to keep on your radar, especially as you're going to be trying to highlight Black voices on the show and like start to recognize that this is going to be a really cool thing. So keep an eye out for Sweet Baby Inc. because they're doing some really big things right now with game development.
Yeah, I'm on their website right now. I will keep this on my radar. Thank you very much for that, Bobby.
Yeah, totally. So didn't mean to derail you. Just wanted to throw that out there because I'm super.
No, I appreciate it, and then also letting the audience know. Yeah, so no, very, 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 very cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and then of course for the last game, oldie but a goldie, one of my favorite games to play when I'm just like chilling, Destiny 2.
Oh yeah.
I play Destiny 2 every now and then because I don't play it consistently because I don't have a crew to play with. But no matter what, it's just a fun game to play. Yeah. You know, I can come in do some gambits.
Perfect, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, man.
It's junk food.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's just comfort food. Just hop in, do some strikes, maybe play some gambits, and that's it. Yep. And you always get better gear, right? Like it's not like your time is never wasted. You know what I mean? You're constantly being rewarded just for playing, and that's what I very much appreciate about that game. As someone who's kind of like short for time all the time. I don't have to work very hard to get the good shit. So so Destiny 2 definitely, and I'm ready for them to launch crossplay.
Hell yeah, that's soon, right?
I thought that already happened.
It was an accident. It was turned on prematurely, and they left it on for like 5 days to test it out.
Yeah,
but it is coming for sure.
So I'm not completely crazy. It's just they took it away.
Yeah, it's supposed to be launching with this season. I think season 15. So I don't know. I know originally when they talked about it, Sony and PlayStation, they were not on board with the crossplay. But every other platform holder was. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that wrong?
No.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah. Right on the money.
I think they are on board now, but yeah. So I've been getting back into Destiny for that reason. Holy shit! I just got a pop up from the Epic Game Store about Fortnite and Ariana Grande. What is happening,
dude?
What is happening?
Fortnite is what the metaverse.
So I've never fucked around with Fortnite. I know what it is. I respect it. Like I'm not here to shit on Fortnite, but the last year, I mean, like when you've got Marvel, Batman, fucking God of War, all this shit, Master Chief, like
Aloy.
It's crazy. Yeah, Aloy.
Aloy was in it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, that makes sense.
Patric,
it's an amalgamation of all pop culture.
Look, I'm gonna fuck your mind up here for a second. I don't know if you've heard the news, saw the news, but like this is a trap. It's a trap on multiple levels, but it's a trap.
Oh boy.
You know what you know what Genshin Impact is, right?
I've heard of it.
Aloy's coming to Genshin Impact.
Oh my god. But why? But okay, wait. Okay,
I'm probably gonna play more of that game because of that.
Yeah,
Genshin Impact. So who publishes that game? Who?
Chinese.
It's a
Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's like the most polished ass free to play gacha game I've ever experienced. Ever.
I need to play it.
The publisher is MiHoYo.
Okay.
Look,
MiHoYo. I heard getting money,
dude. They are getting money. So here's what's even more fucked up. Here's where they really get you. You can be playing this on your PC, leave, pull out your iPhone, and you got it there with you too.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh,
man.
Same game because it's instance.
So
Oh, okay.
It's not running it on the hardware. You're logging in
Yeah,
to a server.
and it runs really good on phone.
Mhm.
It's gonna
Oh,
it's,
my.
Neat game.
it is really fucking cool, and I've thought about going back to it. It is a very streamable game. Also.
Very powerful. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I will maybe give it a shot.
You can't see her, but I got Aloy always watching over me right over here on the wall.
What a damn.
Keep and watch.
She's so good. She's one of the best new characters in a long time.
I agree.
I wish I liked that game more.
Hey, maybe 2 will get you.
Maybe. I hope so. Is that oh, we're gonna talk about that.
We are gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Patrick's that wrap it up for you?
Yeah, Streets of Rage, Never Yield, Destiny 2. Someone play Destiny 2 with me when crossplay comes out. I would like some Strike buddies or some Gambit buddies.
And Aerial Knights Never Yield, highlighting Black independent developer made that, put out $12, a lot of places. I think there's even a demo for it. Check that out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna ask you to come on when we get some time, and let's do a quick look for that.
Let's do it.
I think that'd be really cool.
I'm very good at endless runners. I'm like very good at them. Yeah.
So we'll fire up Parsec and we'll get that going, and we'll do a quick look for that. That'd be fun.
Let's do it.
I guess that brings it to me.
Yeah, I've been anxiously awaiting a hot take from you for some time now.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for last. I can get through these other 2 things pretty quickly.
That's fine.
So just a quick stories update. I hatched my Rathalos.
Cool.
And I've made it to the next village. I put like 3 hours in the last few nights.
Are you thinking this? Do you like this game?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Good.
It's just I have so many games to play all the time. But this is the one that I grab the Switch, I play for 30, 45 minutes to an hour at night before I conk out. And it's real good. I also played Splitgate.
I'm really curious about that.
I don't think that we've talked about this on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
So I downloaded it a few days ago. It's currently in open beta on Steam. And boy, let me tell you, make sure you have time to spare, because there have been massive server queues to get into this thing. Mainly because the developer is so small and the game has just blown up like nobody's business over the last couple weeks.
I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head. I sent you that video clip of the developer talking about the game. And
it's 200,000?
Yeah.
Or 400,000?
Well, the percent increase that they've seen with this.
over a 3-week period, I think. So and they compared it against like Among Us and these other games that had kind of slow build, but this is just skyrocketed. It's crazy.
He said in that video, he's like, we looked at Among Us as like this white whale that we would never get to.
Yeah, like we'll never get theirs. This is like as good as it could possibly be.
And they've eclipsed it. They fucking surpassed Among Us when it came to growth.
Yeah, as far as Steam is concerned.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So this game is a first-person shooter. It's all multiplayer. But it's like Halo, but with portals. Is
it looks
the
cool.
best way I can think to describe it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I tried playing yesterday, and there was like an 80-minute wait to get in. It's like, okay, really? I'll try this again tomorrow.
Serious?
Yeah, so they did a server update last night. They added more capacity. It's like, okay, great. Maybe I can play during my break today. And it was a 20-minute wait. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll fire it up. I'll eat something. By the time I'm done eating, maybe I'll read like a few pages from my book. I'll be ready to go.
Nice.
And so I got to play this for about 30 minutes today. And it's a first-person shooter with portals. And that's...
Does it have like any abilities in it, or is it just...
I mean, not as far as I could tell. Just
are you casting your own portals?
Mm-hmm. So you send like you have your two portals that you can send. You can close one or the other. You can destroy other people's portals
That
or
seems
fire into
cruel.
them. Yeah, so like it has a very quick tutorial that walks you through like the basic mechanics. You have a hover if you double jump, sprint, no slide. It doesn't have crouch, and then it has all the like a DMR. It has an assault rifle. It has a sniper, a shotgun. I
Cool.
played a shoddy snipers mode,
Okay.
which is very reminiscent of Halo. Like that's one of my favorite game types in Halo is shoddy snipers. And the maps are very like neon bright, and then just like Portal, there are surfaces that you can open portals up on, and there's surfaces that you cannot. And it's up to you to get creative with it. So I set one up in front of me, and then I set one up like on the ceiling, and I was like sniping through my portal at people that were walking below me on the map. I used it to get the drop on people. I used it to get away from people. It's really cool. Like I'm definitely gonna be playing more of this.
It's got some really good looks to it for sure. I think that, to your point, calling out some of the stuff to Halo does make a lot of sense. The takes that I've heard from the community playing it are all incredibly positive, and I think that the growth they just weren't prepared for it. Like it's insane to think about how this has surpassed a lot of it. And
also, isn't it crazy that no one has ever done this before as long as Portal's been around?
Yeah, I mean, kind of mixing some shit up. But it's also like, I'm not saying that this game's popular because of this. I'm not saying it at all. But
it has a cool gimmick and it plays really well.
Yeah, but you've also got a year where like people are fucking sour as hell right now on Call of Duty. They're over it. Apex is still doing fine, but people have been kind of hot and cold on some of the shit they're doing. Halo's been pushed back until the fall. And people who are like looking to scratch that itch with shooters, they're hungry for anything right now.
So a lot of people staying home,
100%.
Like, a lot of big games getting pushed. Like certainly a lot of
perfect storm.
Contributing factors to this game's sudden like overnight success. But I think like if it can sustain this, like I could see it staying popular just because I had enough fun while I was playing it. I was like, okay, I see the appeal here. It is free to play as well, from what I gathered. So once it fully launches, it will be a free game that is the Battle Pass thing. It has loot boxes, which I earned a bunch just in the few matches that I played. I even got ones because I got I got a killing spree and a killing frenzy, which Halo again, and I got rewarded for that. So they seem to be like generous with what they give out to you, but then they're also going to have like the epic skins and stuff that you can buy.
Sure. They'll do the how much
they're going to find ways to monetize.
It's free, right?
It's free. Yeah. So it's in open beta right now. I don't remember when the full game launches. I feel like it's within the next couple months, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
And it will be free to play once it finally comes out.
I'm just happy to see arena shooters back out here.
Man. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. That's what I'm about. That the Unreal tournaments, time splitters, Halo.
And also,
of course.
It gave me like big Unreal Quake vibes.
Bro.
But more neon, like less grimy and more like far future, like Fifth Element's the right word, but
there's been some talk, and this has like been talk for a minute, but I'm not here to be like, well, hey, BRs are over, but I think people are hungry for something different, and I think what you're talking about with these arena shooters making a comeback, maybe that's it. Like Halo, people are super excited for Halo. I think Battlefield is not necessarily an arena shooter, but it's different enough. There's just a sea change again right now. I think BRs have had their success, and they're not going away by any stretch.
Yeah, we're due for the next sea change in first-person shooters. You know, it was Call of Duty. It was the first Modern Warfare. Changed everything about how first-person shooters are developed and produced. And Fortnite and PUBG changed things again, and those have been out for several years now. And you know, it's time for the next thing to find its footing. So, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Patric.
Does Microsoft own Quake? Is Quake owned by id?
Yep.
Oh, bro, it's going down. Come on
So,
now. Oh yeah, that if that doesn't scream Xbox Live, Game Pass, free to play, whatever, boy.
You know what? Uncle Phil knows what's up.
And they're doing Halo free for multiplayer.
Oh yeah, Halo is free. Bro, come on now.
So
speaking of Halo,
look at that! Look at that fucking alley-oop. Jeez, Pete, I just fucking lofted it to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So as you may have heard, Halo had a multiplayer test flight this weekend.
How did you get pulled into that?
Dude, as soon as like months ago, I made sure that my shit was still registered, and I made sure that it was linked up with PC because I wanted to play it on PC. And I was fortunate enough to get an invite. I have several friends who did not get invites that were a little salty about it, but we don't need to talk about that. So yeah, on Thursday, late Thursday, they started sending codes out to people. It actually went through Steam, which makes sense, but it's also funny because it's a Microsoft game. So that when you log into the Halo Waypoint site, it has a Steam code listed at the bottom. You put that in there, it redeems it. There's like a 7 gig download. And it was, except for like a 2-hour window, which I missed on Sunday, it was all you and 3 other people versus bots. And the bots are new for Halo. So they wanted to test them out, and they also just wanted to, you know, have people hit their servers and see how they would do. So there was never any matches that, like, it was really close. It was always just, you know, us pretty much overwhelming these bots, but I was more interested in getting a feel for the guns, testing out the new weapons, seeing how they handle sprint, the power-up items, all that shit, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm a gigantic Halo fan. It's one of my favorite franchises. I've read the novels. I played the game since they came out in 2001. I absolutely love this series. And Halo 4 and 5, while I enjoyed them when I played them, for the most part, left a little bit to be desired. I would spend years playing the multiplayer in these games after they came out, and with 4 and 5, it just wasn't that way. It was like a month or two, maybe, and then that was it. I never really went back to it. So, having said all that, I am happy to report that I think this is going to be a really good Halo. I think that this is the best Halo that 343 has made, potentially, just based on what I played this weekend. It feels like they took like the modern sensibilities of other shooters, like Call of Duty, Titanfall, Apex, and just kind of glazed it on top of the Halo donut so that the bulk of what you're experiencing feels like Halo, it plays like Halo, but your movement speed, it's a lot faster. Because I don't know if either of you have gone back and played Halo 1 through 3 or even Reach, but your movement speed feels a little sluggish by today's standards.
Yeah.
Like they're still amazing games, but it's just not like it. Halo was never meant to be that way. Like the Quakes and stuff back then, it was always much slower, more deliberate. But you move a lot faster. The sprint feels like a natural thing because you just click the left stick to sprint like you would in any other first-person shooter. And the guns all felt amazing. They felt really good to shoot.
What was your loadout? What were you going for? Like, what did you stick to?
I mean, they went back. They got rid of the loadouts that they tried the last couple games, and everyone starts with an assault rifle. And
hell yeah. Yes, yes, I love that.
Yes.
Bring it back to basics, baby.
Exactly. Everyone's on equal footing.
Yes.
No one has an advantage over the other person.
Yes.
And all the weapons on the map are there for you to pick up. They do something different, though, where it's the same map, but they have weapons that cycle in the different spawn points on the map.
And
so
it calls it out, like heavy incoming or whatever, right?
Yep. Or even like active camo one round. Next round it's going to be overshield. You've got sniper here this time. Next time it's going to be this spike gun. That's fucking brutal.
Oh, that gun is back?
Yo, Patric.
This is a new one.
It's a new one? Okay.
I watched some clips of high-level play. And there was a situation where there was 2 spawn points for weapons on opposite ends of the map. And this cat would throw his grenade as it called it out like heavy incoming. He threw his grenade. This shit launched because everybody was going towards it. Launched the gun up into the air. That fucking grappling hook. He snatches the fucking rocket launcher out of the air, pulls it back down, and blows up all the dumbasses going for it. Because he's already they're playing in 2021. He's playing in 3021. Like this motherfucker,
baby.
Like it is just. I will send it. I'll send it to you after we get done recording because
I didn't pull any stuff off like that. But I did use the grapple shot.
How is that?
I feel like it could use a little more range.
Okay.
But I did use it, and it wasn't in all the maps that they had. But man, it like you can stick it. You can grapple to someone by hitting them with it. Or on that map where they did have it, also is where the gravity hammer was the power weapon, and so you could grapple and just come in fucking swinging at somebody. As you're landing. Like I really can't emphasize enough how much more at ease I feel about this game after this weekend than I did prior. Because I was excited because it's a new Halo game. I'm going to play it no matter what, but actually getting my hands on it, being able to experience it, like I feel how much they care about Halo, and what I experienced, and they respect its legacy, but it's still they need to differentiate themselves from those Bungie games, and I feel like this time they could potentially really hit the mark on it.
Well, not only but they've got a free-to-play multiplayer. They've got this on any place that has Game Pass. Place that has Game Pass. So that's nuts. It's got cross-play across the board with all those devices. So you can have people on their phone playing against people on PC, which is wild to think about.
Yeah.
And to what we were talking about before this with this itch to do more. I mean, like I've seen countless reaction videos to people like deleting fucking COD and talking about Halo around the corner. Like people are wanting this to be good, and it got shit on when they showed it. Microsoft said, "You know what? We're going to come back."
I mean, rightfully so. That terrible.
Absolutely. But to hear your take on it, Johnny, to hear like again the general consensus that I've read is pretty positive.
And visually. I thought it looked great. I played it on my Xbox One X. It runs at 30 FPS on that system.
You didn't play it on your PC?
No, I played it on both. Because
Okay.
I wanted to see. I wanted to see how it did on both. PC was like cranked up all the way, baby.
Nice.
And it like visually, like considering they are, they're still putting it on these old systems. I think it looks pretty good.
That's great, man.
All the armor customization, everything you want is there. The new shooting range area they have, I think, is a really nice addition because you're going to have people who have never played a Halo game coming in, and also new weapons. So you just have this place you can go and not have to worry about getting your ass kicked in to test out these new guns and get a feel for them before you jump into the action.
Very, very important. I like how what was that game? Rogue Company. They had that feature.
Yep.
It's very, 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 very important. I mean, because like it was a hero-based shooter too, right? So you had to use your character skills and stuff like that. But no, I mean that's good to hear that you have a place to really practice and like hone your reaction speed and your skills. That's very important for games like this, man.
I should stop talking because I could just go on and on about how much. I think I probably played about 10 to 12 hours of this over those 4 days.
So Johnny,
and here's the thing, man.
Go back.
No. I mean, going back to what I think it was Bobby you said earlier, like, people are hungry. People are hungry for this game, right?
Yeah.
I think more than anything, people just want Halo back. Like, back in the day, like Halo was it. Halo was the biggest IP, I think, next to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Halo was
single-handedly saved the Xbox.
Yes,
the original Xbox.
Exactly right. Like first-person shooters on a console didn't really exist before Halo. So people always just want Halo to be back just because it is Halo, like the legacy of Halo. And I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm ass at first person shooters in general, but I will play this shit out of Halo because it's Halo, man. And like we want, and going back to what Bobby said earlier too, like we would like something new besides these battle royales. Like like you said, like Battlefield is doing its own thing. Call of Duty is kind of dominating its space, of course, and Fortnite, PUBG, but that big arena shooter. We need especially with the like esports now. We need that. We need this back.
And I'm hoping I get into more of the test flights. I'm also really excited to see what that campaign is because I always like the Halo campaigns.
Bro, Halo 3 campaign was great. 4-player co-op, boy.
Yeah, man.
It's real good. It's real good.
Oh,
so Johnny, you told us about Monster Hunter Stories 2. You talked about waiting to play Splitgate, and you seem to like Halo Infinite.
Yes.
Very cool. I'm happy for you.
Oh, one last thing. The pistol fucking slaps in this one. Oh my god.
Good.
Oh,
good. Man, I'm excited. Headshot. I can't fucking wait. That's November, right?
I'm with it.
November?
Holiday.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was delayed. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking
it was supposed to come out last holiday.
Okay, all right.
Yep. So
that's good.
So no firm date yet, but I assume it'll come out in November.
Take your time, Microsoft. Get this shit right.
Yep.
Get it right.
Okay. I guess that brings us to
the news, baby.
Casual report.
Yeah. All
right, so we do have some news to get through here. Patrick, I like your comment on this one. The PS5, despite seemingly always being out of stock and no one being able to get one, has sold 10 million units so far, which makes it the fastest selling PlayStation. And I thought I saw maybe the fastest selling console.
Yeah.
Or no, it's just I thought I saw that distinction, but then I also saw it was the fastest PlayStation. So they can you imagine how many more of these they would have sold if they were able to just keep them on shelves?
Well, they were all sold because they're in people's garage for $800 on eBay right now.
That's right. It's true.
Scalpers, yeah.
And also the Xbox Series consoles are doing extremely well too. The fastest selling Xboxes.
I don't remember the exact metrics on this one, but there was something.
It was close to 7 million, I think, for the Xboxes.
Yeah, back on PlayStation. Some around launch and the months after it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but somebody was highlighting the numbers that Sony was talking about being up for their hardware was true, but there was a clear distinction who was buying it because the software numbers for the games were down.
The attachment rate. I mean, Miles Morales has sold almost 7 million copies.
So
really? Yeah.
Yep.
PS5 or PS4?
Yes.
Or all around.
PS5.
Okay.
I thought it was PS5.
Oh, that's big.
That's big. Yeah. And look, people can say shit like, "Well, it's because it's the only game." That's a fucking good game. It's better than the other part. It's the best Spider-Man game on PlayStation, without a doubt. It's not even close. I thought that the Spider-Man game was just all right, but Miles Morales was awesome.
I love that game.
And I love that one too.
I think I like the story, or I think I like Miles better.
I like Miles better. I like the villain in Spider-Man better.
I like the story better in the first game. but the second game, the gameplay is way better because Miles is just way more fun to play with.
And getting those mixtapes is really fucking cool too.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I like his uncle a lot. Hey, Young Blood. Yeah, that shit was tight.
So you haven't got one yet, Patrick?
Man, fuck Sony. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man.
Are you still trying?
Nah, bro, I gave up. I gave look. I'm gonna tell y'all. I may have said this on the last time I was on the podcast or the time before. I'm not sure, but I was out here trying to get a PS5.
Yep.
Like I was in these digital streets everywhere I could be trying to. Besides eBay,
right.
But I was in these digital streets trying to get a PS5. I had all the alerts set up on my phone, email, blah 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 blah. Right, and I remember one night in particular, GameStop. They were like, "Yo, we're dropping some PS5s, at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night or some shit like that." I said, "Bro, listen, all my credit card paid off. We about to get this popping." Like I was ready, right? Because I think there was like a bundle for like $700. It was a PS5, 2 controllers, Demon Souls, and Miles Morales.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I was ready. So I loaded up Google Chrome, got to GameStop's website, and I had a timer, 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds, I would refresh the page. Just bow, 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 ready, right? Bow, 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 ready. So they dropped. Add to cart. Ready to go. Now I've been on this site for about an hour at this point, right? So I put some time in. I'm ready. Got the credit card number memorized. I'm doing like exercises to put in the
your minority
code
report
and everything.
You got minority report going. You're all over the place.
I'm telling you. I was ready, Bobby. I was prepared.
Hell yeah.
So add to cart. Bow. Checkout screen. Bow. Credit card number in. Verify the zip code. Bow. Goes to the next screen to confirm checkout. You've been banned for bot-like behavior.
Banned by GameStop.
I got banned by fucking GameStop.
Fucked up.
I'm like,
that's too much.
Nerve.
That's too much.
You were so close.
I was manually refreshing every 15 seconds. I was so mad. I was like, bro, GameStop, you motherfuckers almost went broke like last week, and y'all got the nerve to ban somebody?
To the moon, baby.
You know what I mean?
To the moon.
I was boy, I was hot.
So
I was hot, but yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, if you want to try and get one, I've been known to get them.
I've been
known to get them.
I've been known to get them.
Bobby has magic fingers over there.
Yeah, boosting them off trucks.
Add to cart button.
Yeah,
he got me mine.
I got Johnny his. I got my cousin his. I got mine.
Yeah. I'm chilling right now. I decided to not get one until the new God of War drops.
Okay. Totally.
Yeah,
fair.
I was gonna get it for Miles Morales, but I bought the Miles Morales joint on PS4, and it was still amazing on PS4. I had a great time with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill till God of War comes out.
Fair.
Cool.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like this has been known.
I've known it. I've known it for a long time.
In our hearts, we knew it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
But it appears still no official word from Sony, but coming from very reliable people, typically.
Friend of the show.
Friends of the show, Jeff Grubb, Jason Schreier reporting that Horizon Forbidden West has been delayed to Q1 2022. So that sucks because they seemed pretty hard on it coming out this year, earlier in the year, like even in the spring.
I didn't even look, man. They said that this game was on track back whenever, like around June, when they did that state of play.
Yeah, the tune started to change around then.
Well, yeah, they didn't even say like later this year. They said on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. So I assume backroom meetings. Look, take your time.
Yeah, get it right. Get it right.
Get it right. Don't overwork your employees. The world is not going to end because we didn't get to play Horizon.
Remember when we were in 2020 thinking like all these games getting delayed, we'll get to play next year?
Yeah.
Nope.
Remember that?
No. Not happening.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not surprising, a little disappointing, but I will not be without video games at that time of year. So
totally,
it's fine. Hopefully it comes out January, February, maybe March. I assume they'll want to get it out the door by March because that's when Q1 ends.
I thought it was February for the first one. Not that matters, but it was early. in the year because it came out.
I'm just thinking strictly like financials. You know,
if
they want to get
for sure
that added burst of revenue from this game. Anyway,
That'll probably be okay, right?
Yeah,
that'll be fine.
I think this game will
but
be.
Does Sony
fine.
have anything for the rest of the year? Is my question.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
Because the way they had Ghost of Tsushima.
They've got the Ghost expansion this month.
Yeah,
but that's not. That's not a whole game. That's just an expansion, an existing title.
But the PS5 version, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but that's also but that's brand new, right?
Yeah, so they're adding more stuff. They did one update already that made it like 60 FPS and some other stuff. But yeah, this is a lot more that you'll be getting with this director's cut. So yeah, they've got that in the fall.
And Jack and Daxter.
That
Ratchet and Clank.
That came out last month.
Yeah,
and then they had
in June. It's August.
They had the DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
but I mean,
they've been putting out stuff.
Yeah, but like looking at holiday though, there's not really anything slated that I can think of.
Much.
Well, no, Deathloop. They got Deathloop.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm buying off the L. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I still don't know what that game is, but
it's gonna be fucking fire. Is what it is. It looks great.
Yeah, it looks cool as shit. But that means 2022 for Sony's going to be hot, boy.
Oh, dude, 2022 all around is going to
You got, I mean,
fucking crazy.
Breath of the Wild 2, Horizon Forbidden West. You got God of War 2 confirmed. There's all kinds of shit that they showed at the E3 for Microsoft that's going to be coming out. 2022 reminds me a lot of, I think it was 96. Like how much shit came out back to back to back in that year. And look, who knows? I mean, shit, with COVID's ramping back up, there could be more delays. I know that there's...
Right, yeah.
Who the fuck knows?
And that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, look, get it right. And, like, don't force your people. Don't break their backs to do this. Like, do it right. Take care of your teams. Support your teams.
Yeah.
I'd rather a game be made right at a good pace without hurting people with crunch and shit like that. As impatient as I may be, there's I'm looking at my list right now, dude. I talked to Chase about this 2 nights ago. I've got a backlog that I have to start chipping away at for this year. I have to.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of not treating people right, more Activision Blizzard stuff has been happening.
Johnny, I don't really quick before you get into this. I like not call a trigger. Or, I don't know. Like I'm not usually one to be like, hey, trigger warning, but
just some generally.
Let's be mindful of the
the
subject.
There's
poor treatment,
just
and
not
harassment of women, things like that. This isn't. These stories aren't really gonna focus on that part of it. It's more some changes that have taken place.
I would say if people start, like, if you're hearing us or watching us and you go and look into this stuff that we're about to talk about, you're going to see stuff that 100% will cover things. And again, this is tough, but like things like suicide,
it'll make your stomach turn.
Yes,
it'll make you upset. It'll make you
heavy.
Angry.
So just mentally be aware of that going into anything that we're talking about.
So in the wake of what's happening with this lawsuit, the state of California versus Activision Blizzard, J. Allen Brack, who was president of Blizzard Entertainment, has stepped down to pursue other opportunities, aka he was fired or he was asked to leave. Then the top HR guy stepped down. Employees there have formed a coalition, and they wrote a very lengthy letter, which I read. That's on IGN. That says, you've taken some positive steps, but you have not addressed, we don't want to have forced litigation, or is it litigation? Arbitration. Thank you. And you also hired this law firm who, one, has worked with Activision Blizzard in the past, so it's not a completely neutral party coming in. Also, they specialize in anti-union, anti-worker lawsuits. So not really good faith it seems like coming from the top brass at Activision. All this, like, it's a developing story. More things have broken. Alongside this, there's been more Ubisoft stuff that has come out. Their employees wrote an open letter to their leadership. My hope is that with all this happening, we can see actual change and people being held to account. And hopefully something good comes out of this disgusting nightmare that, people have had to live through, and all of us are currently, reading and learning about.
Can I
guys,
I just want to share something on it really quick, and then I want to pass it over to Pat if he wants to talk about anything. But so we got a friend of the show. I talked to her a bit offline, and she is somebody that I worked with at one point in time, IRL, as they say, and
they both did.
She has made a pretty great foundation online playing WoW, and this shit hit her. Like I've been following her tweets, and I did DM her a little bit about it. I think that there's a lot of assumption that, like, if you're a female and if you are playing WoW, like, you shouldn't right now because of like what's going on with it. And like, first and foremost, like, I don't really think that anybody has the right to tell anybody like what the fuck they should or shouldn't do. Like, I'm a big believer in, like, people are adult enough and smart enough to make good decisions. And like, we have a video game podcast here. We've talked about video games at length on this show for 5 years, not mentioning all the shit that I do outside of this show off air, where video games are something that, like, have literally saved my life. Like, literally saved my life. And for somebody to have that and then all of a sudden have to question, like, is this something that I can continue to do, I think is a really unfortunate place for somebody to be in, outside of all the terrible things that have happened for the people working at Blizzard and Activision. I think for the people who have, at some cases, made a career playing their games, like, this is their income, or people who have just made friends that they had a community that might be dissipating right now, where they're no longer people there to do it. And like, it's easy to be like, well, find another game to play. Like, if it was only that simple, like, we fucking grind through games here at breakneck speed, and I'm not sure we're better because of it. But when there's a game that sticks with you, and we talk about a lot of nostalgia on this show, and we talk about games that shaped us, and we talk about games that we carry with us, and for somebody to be like, oh, you should just move on past it. Well, yeah, like, that's your moral decision, and we support you for that too. If you're somebody watching our show and you're saying, I'm not going to play those games because I can't morally justify what's happening, that's fine. That's 100% okay. But if you are somebody that wants to continue playing this game, that's okay too. And I think that, I do believe that in this life, things come around for people, and there'll be an answering one way or the other for those folks that have done some pretty horrendous things. Karma's swift at times, it's slow at others. And I do believe that the best thing that we can do as a show and as a community and as people is to support people into the shit that they like. Like, nobody needs you in their headspace doubting them or belittling what they're doing. It's hard enough right now to do shit that you're unsure of. The anxiety that comes to it. Like, to put yourself out there doing it, especially. Like, they don't need people talking at them about, like, don't fucking do it. Like, they've already got to deal with themselves telling them that. And so, support people right now. Don't question them about why they're doing it. Just be there to cheer them on and see what they need. Like, that's where I'm at with this. And I think that, like, from a community standpoint, it's got to be fucking awful to have the thing that you've rallied around just melting away because of all this. It's got to be fucking brutal. Yep.
And then, too, I want to piggyback off that, because I do want to point out that there are still good people working at 100%. Blizzard, like, right now to 100%. This day. They're outside protesting. They're forming the coalitions. They're trying to build a better Blizzard from the inside, even though they're facing all kinds of bullshit from, leadership and, things like that. They still believe in what Blizzard was founded on. And it's sad that Blizzard took a turn the way that it did. But it's important that we still support those people, right? So like you were saying, Bobby, there's no right or wrong way to handle the situation, but it's just important that we still acknowledge and we still support the people who are there, because to be honest with you, it's easy to get on Twitter and be like, "Oh, everyone should just quit Blizzard and everyone should stop playing their games." Blah blah blah. It's really not that easy. Like like the people working there, like this is their livelihoods. Like they can't just they can't just go, "Oh, fuck that job," and go get a job at Sony. You know what I mean? Like that's not how this shit works. Game development is extremely competitive, because who will not want to work for a major game studio, right? So it's not that simple.
Yeah, they aspired their whole life. Like from there are people who started playing WoW when they were kids in 2005, and then I want to work for Blizzard because I love and then they got there, and they've no.
But the other thing too is
terrible.
I'll just say this also, beyond Blizzard, beyond Activision, because I got news for you. There's another Blizzard, another Activision around the corner that's doing some heinous shit too. And it's important that you believe people and you give them a platform where they can talk about what they need to talk about. And here at our show, look, we're fucking small, man. We try hard to do good shit here. We try to be good people. We have a good time playing video games, and we carve out time in our lives to get together and hang out. And I'll talk about this shit every fucking week if I have to. But at the end of the day, what we want to do is create a place where we believe people and we give them a chance to talk. And it needs to be beyond what's happening now, because there's people going through shit that doesn't have the spotlight on it right now, where they're going through these things and dealing with it. They're fucking suffering through things. And goddamn, video games are supposed to be escapism at its best. So let people fucking escape from this if that's what they need to do. Let them play WoW, let them play where the fuck they want to play. But at the end of the day, don't get on their shit. And to your point, there's people making these games that are trying their best to chase their dream and live their life. So don't fucking harp on them for just going at it. Now, if they were behind this shit, obviously I think there's a discussion to be had around that. But I think if this is somebody clocking in and working on shit that they enjoy and appreciate and that they've worked their ass off to get to, it's not really your place as a consumer to be well, fuck you for doing it. I'm done with you. That would be kind of shitty. So again, I think you need to listen and hear as I'll speak for myself. I don't want to speak for you two, but as a dude in this environment where women are being fucking attacked, I'd like to take a step back and just let them talk through it and explain what's going on, and not try and fucking figure this out, but listen up and try and be better as an example for what we want to see more people doing. I'm fucking nobody in this grand scheme of this at all, but I will do my best to influence people around me to listen more and to be kind and fucking respectful, because I think that those are just basic rights that people should have regardless of what's going on. It's fucking crazy.
I have two closing thoughts on this. One, so I forget, I don't remember her exact role, but she's an executive who started earlier this year, who also used to work in the Bush administration, Department of Homeland Security.
Cool.
She posted an article on her Twitter account about the dangers of whistleblowing. So that's nice. That's good. That sends a good message out to the people who you employ. She started blocking employees on Twitter, and then today she just deleted her account of her own volition, supposedly. And the final point, fuck Bobby Kotick. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Very true.
And those are my closing thoughts.
It's
very true. So I want to tell a brief story. I would try to keep this as brief as possible.
Yeah.
But going back to what Bobby was saying earlier about, as men in this space, we need to, learn to listen and learn to be respectful. And it's also important that as men in this space, we also call out problematic behavior whenever
100%.
we see it. That is our responsibility as men, especially straight men.
Yep.
And so my story with this. So I want to start off by saying, and full transparency here. Back in the day when I was a young 18, 19, 20-year-old, your boy was hot garbage. I'm not going to get into it, but I was the absolute worst person to be in a relationship with. with women. And as I got older, I started to grow. I started to change. I said, you know what? I don't like the person I am, and I don't like and I don't like how I make other people feel because of my actions. So I started to grow, started to change, and it was hard, it was very, very, very hard. A lot of internal work, a lot of internalized misogyny, basically. You know what I mean? Like I had to really, really, really work through, and that's how I got to be the person I am today. I'm very proud of that. But at the same time, I still let some people down by letting that kind of behavior still exist in my orbit, even though those weren't my values anymore. Other people I was around, they still had those values. They still talked about women a certain way, which was indicative of how they viewed women, which is indicative of how they thought about women, and then that's also indicative of how they would treat women if given the opportunity. And like I said, I'm not going to get like too deep into it, but someone very close to me was emotionally taken advantage of by someone that I also considered to be close to me at the time. And that was my fault because I introduced this person to my circle knowing damn well, like, how these people are. But it was always like, you know what? They're harmless. That's just how they are. It's how they talk. Don't worry about it. But the reality of the situation is, no, those people are
Right.
not harmless, right? Like
Right.
if given the opportunity, they will take advantage because again, they talk about it openly and nobody checks them on it, right? I was too
Right.
scared to check them on it. Other people were too scared to check them on it, and things happen. And I let that person down. And that's something that I will always, always, always have to live with. And she has moved on from me. She's like totally fine. But I will always have to live with that failure. And I promise myself that from here on out, if I see something like that happening within my orbit, I'm going to say something. And so my challenge to other men out there who are listening to this podcast, we all have our boys, right? Like we all have our boys, we all get rowdy, we all like talk shit. I get it. But the thing is, there has to be a line that has to be drawn.
Yep.
And you have to be the person to draw that line.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say this. If you have a friend or a cousin or whoever, it doesn't matter. If you have someone that you're close to and they are an example of the problematic behavior that's like at Blizzard or like whatever male ran institution,
Right.
it's best if you talk to that person. If you feel that they're worth investing in because you're close to them, like talk to them and say, hey man, listen, we got to have a real talk about like how you're treating other people, how you're talking about other people, and specifically women. If they are open to growth, go ahead and have that conversation, and then agree to hold each other accountable, right? Because it starts with you. It starts with someone having that hard conversation.
Yeah.
If it's not worth it to you, like, or if that person isn't worth that kind of conversation, separate yourself or like put some distance. But someone has to have that talk. And if you are really about creating a safe space, you have to hold yourself accountable to start having those conversations with people around you, or at least acting on it when you see it, right? Because if you don't, that means that you're complicit. And that's something that you can control yourself.
100%.
So that's
Also,
that's it.
Man.
I want to say, Johnny nailed it. Thank you for vulnerability and honesty on that, and just the call to action. Like we've all been in those circles. Everyone, you've been, whether you knew it or not, and hopefully not, but maybe you were the person in that circle that people are talking about today. And if anything, like I'm not saying that like I did all that I could to get out of those circles myself, but when I did, like I told myself, like you need to really focus on the people that you allow to be around you and the energy that you allow to be around you. And
exactly.
And somehow through all that,
here we have you.
I've stuck with you.
Well, I'm not saying that I like you, but I am saying you're a good person. Like
thank you.
there's a difference. Like I don't have to like you, but damn it, I respect you.
Great.
Patric, thank you for the thoughts there and that call to action, because I think we need a little bit more of that in what we do.
Yes, thank you.
John, is there anything else that we need to talk about?
two things. I wanted to end on more of a positive note.
Okay.
This other story in here, I just wanted to mention just because it's insane how successful these games are.
Sure.
And that is Rockstar confirmed GTA 5 has sold 150 million units, with the franchise as a whole selling over 350 million.
Regenerations, baby.
Dude, it's insane. It's just prints money for them. Red Dead Redemption 2 has surpassed 38 million, and the series as a whole has surpassed 60 million. And finally, we all know The Outer Wilds. That game is fantastic.
This is the Outer Wilds, not the Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds,
not
yeah.
Outer Worlds. It is getting an expansion.
And this is the Annapurna game, right?
What?
I think so.
Outer Wilds is Annapurna. Outer Worlds is Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obsidian Microsoft.
This is the universe gets destroyed every 20 minutes game.
How is it? Is it another universe?
It's just more to explore. So
it's the multiverse.
It comes out. We're excited to finally talk about our first and only expansion, Outer Wilds. Echoes of the Eye adds a mysterious new location of the solar system packed with secrets to uncover.
Huh.
We designed the expansion as if it was always lurking within the world of Outer Wilds, but hadn't been discovered yet.
That sounds cool. That game's really neat.
So
people love that game.
It's really cool.
It's a really special game. It's just very different.
If somebody told me they hated it, I would understand it. And if somebody told me it was the best thing I've ever played, I would understand that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so divisive.
But I feel like it's a special game, and I'm happy that they're adding some more stuff to it.
Totally.
And that is the casual report.
Nice, man. Well, what's up?
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was gonna say talk about a game that I hated that everyone loved.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Journey.
I came to it too late in life, and I was just like, this is what got people like telling me to get a PlayStation.
I played it earlier this year for the first time, and while not as effective as it would have been if I had played it back then, because I'd already heard what it was all about, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but okay. I would say that is an actual unpopular opinion, Patrick.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had people like openly talk about not liking that game, but I've also not had a lot of people talk about that game in general around me.
Yeah. But it was the game that gave me the biggest reaction ever. I was like, everyone's like, raving about this game. Like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I played it. I beat it in a few hours. I was so pissed. I said, I will never get that time back. I was so angry. I was like, this game was pointless. I was like, what? But whatever.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair for sure.
Sorry to derail.
Okay.
You're good.
It's all right.
But all that to say, I am excited to play the Outer Wilds. Is because it's coming on Game Pass soon, right? Or is it not?
It's on Game Pass. I don't know if the DLC is included on Game Pass. Sometimes they make you pay for that. Other times it is.
And that post I was reading from was from the PlayStation blog. So
okay. Oh my.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So cool.
Well, look, Johnny, thanks for getting the news put together. We talked about quite a few things tonight. Hadn't had a damn good time doing it. I apologize for anybody who's made it this far for the music at the beginning. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Maybe it set a good tone. Maybe it was just a nice, Return to Midgar is a fucking slapping track anyway. So you got that going. But we're the Casual Hour. We do quite a few things, and we're doing even more. So we stream 3 nights a week. If you want to follow along outside of that, I think this link is working. Let me check. Nope. Let me put this in chat really quick. You can follow along with the links there. They'll be in our show notes as well. But we do Monday nights, as I mentioned, on my segment where I talked about XCOM Mondays. We're currently running that series there. Chase and I get together. We do more tactical, kind of turn-based games. Wednesday night is always a live recording of our show. And then Friday nights is just a Let's Play with the Casual Hour. This coming up Friday, I had said I was going to play the Ascent. I probably will play the Ascent. Patrick, if you wanted to play the Ascent with me, you could. I'll be playing that night, just kind of chilling, doing some shit. But a darling game for me this year is the early access Everspace 2. And Johnny shared with me that one of the big content drops happened today, and there's a substantial upgrade to it. So I might fire that back up. That is one of my absolute favorite games this year. And I've been itching for more content for that early access. So I might fire that up. I'm still kind of going back and forth on it. But that's on Friday nights at 10:30. All of our streams happen 10:30 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/The Casual Hour. As I mentioned earlier as well, we're in a expanding phase right now for 2 areas. One, Twitch, we just got affiliated. And so we're adding more things to our stream from, like, we got bits, we got subs, we got emotes, like we're adding shit like that into it. I'm also beginning stages looking at getting some charity stuff lined up for us to do a charity stream and give some.
I would love to do that.
Cool. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need all fucking 4 of us to get through a stream, but more to come.
Let's play XCOM for 24 hours.
But we're gonna get together offline and talk about how we want to do that and what that's gonna look like. Some more to come from that. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're posting shit to our YouTube channel. Outside of archives of our show, we're posting quick looks. And so we put a quick look up on Tuesday for a game called Clawfish. Real chill, easy, short game. You can beat it in an hour. It's $3 on itch, $3 on Steam. You go to a isolated island that has 3 clawfish games on it, and you have to get the fish out and put them back in the ocean. It's real fucking cool. Tomorrow, a game that I'm very excited about is called Death's Door, and we've got a quick look going up for that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central on youtube.com/The Casual Hour. So please be there and check it out. We want to wish Chase a good night off. He'll be back later on with quick looks hanging out with us. But Patrick, what are you doing outside of hanging out with us idiots, and how can people follow along with what you got going on?
All right, check this out. I have not released music in a while.
Yes,
I've been kind of working through some things artistically, personally. But you heard it here first. My new song will be out. A new song will be out next week, Friday. On all major streaming platforms and my Bandcamp. If you want to support me monetarily, please go to my Bandcamp.
We're gonna get you a little shout out link in here too, so we got to get that built.
Cool. Yeah. So new song coming next week. New content on my social media, and then a new full project or a new EP coming out soon. So yes, things are happening.
That's great. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
And then I think we have listed here just like your @ handle on Twitter if people want to follow along with you there. Will you be doing updates for your music on Twitter? I know you do some shit on Instagram.
I sure will. Yeah, I sure will. Yeah, you'll be getting all kinds of content. My Twitter's kind of crazy. Just forewarning everyone, my Twitter's insane. Last Friday or last Thursday, I did a complete live tweet of The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah,
it was a good time.
Did you get weirded out when you first? That wasn't your first time watching it, obviously, right?
No, not at all.
The first time I watched that, I remember getting so fucking tripped up when he sweated. Like when he.
Oh yeah, when he.
You know what I'm talking about, when they had like the dark sweat coming through?
Yeah. This was awesome.
I love that movie. I think people sleep on that movie.
It's perfect, man.
It's so good.
Corbin Dallas.
I mean, he was so horny in that movie.
Yes, he was. He was extremely horny.
Oh my
that
God.
role was written for Prince.
Was it really?
But Prince turned it. Yeah, but Prince turned it down. Yep. Ruby Rod, legendary, the icon.
Ruby Rod is
so good.
Great.
Oh my God.
Ruby
so
Rod.
good.
God.
Oh, Prince, why didn't you take that part?
I'm Chris Tucker, man.
I don't know if Prince needed to.
Yeah. He knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, he nailed it. Everyone in that movie was on their A game. Gary Oldman, Mila Jovovich, I think I just pronounced her name. But Bruce Willis, the coolest white man to ever walk this earth.
He is so fucking cool.
Everyone. He's so cool.
God, he's so cool.
Anyway, I'm sorry to derail, but yeah.
We should do a movie night soon. That'd be fun. Cool. So Johnny,
Yes.
what have you been up to? What have you been playing with your son? What's new?
Oh, Bobby. We've been trying to limit young Jude's screen time in the house.
Yeah.
So we haven't been playing a lot. We played some Drawful last night. That game is really fun. He got sexual attention, which I didn't realize it had phrases like that in that game. And it was his turn, and he was like, yeah, it's like what moms and dads do as soon as your kids leave the house. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no.
Damn.
So,
well,
that's not awkward at all.
I did pick up something. Speaking of no screens, if we all if we can all hang out sometime. I don't know if you all fuck around with board games or not, but Sarah and I just picked up the Goonies board game.
Okay.
Oh.
And
he's seen the Goonies.
And it looks fucking rad as hell. Dice.
That's cool.
The whole thing. Yeah. So
hey, you guys.
So if y'all wanted to come over one night, make some food up, play some board games or something like that, we could do something.
That would be fun.
Did you know Stardew Valley has a board game?
I do.
What?
I do.
Yes. It's $55.
I'm so pumped. So Sarah, I know we're trying to wrap it up. Sarah's been playing legitimately every day since it came out, Animal Crossing, and she's pretty bummed out because they're just not adding more to it, which I don't understand. That they're just recycling old shit for this game that is a huge phenomenon for them. They're not adding anything new into it. It's just old, the same events from the year prior. So I've been trying to get Sarah for a while because I think she cut her teeth with Animal Crossing. She's never played one before and she's obsessed with it. I'm trying to get her. She downloaded it to her Switch. I think she's going to play Stardew Valley. And
nice.
I think that's going to be the next step for her outside of this.
That game is so very special.
Yeah.
Fantastic video game.
Yep. Cool. Well, that's our show. We'll be back on Friday with either The Ascent or Everspace 2 if you want to come and hang out with me, twitch.tv/casual hour. And then we'll be back next week with a deep dive from Johnny on Wednesday and Casual Mondays, XCOM Monday, week 5 on Monday. And so we'll record some quick looks in between all that. So Patrick, thanks for being here tonight. Johnny, thank you. Chase, have fun, and we will chat with you all soon.
Later.